like to be a busy person, although I think it's a bit of both. I think the career maybe makes you like that. Maybe I chose the career because I was like that anyway. It's probably chicken and egg, I guess. My first thoughts of retiring, well, the age I wanted to retire, I actually had quite a long time ago. I'd already said years ago I'd quite like to be retired by 55, but I didn't actually think it would actually be possible because of the finances. If I thought it was going to be a struggle to retire, then I wouldn't have done it, because it had to be that I didn't really have to think too much about money when I retired. Otherwise, it would have been more of a stress to do it. So it had to be, although I didn't want to particularly doing the job I was doing, I had to know that the money was going to be okay. I would have been really, really scared of doing it, I think, if I wasn't absolutely certain that I'd seen all those graphs that you'd shown and, could see that I've got the money, way into the future, with extra bits that can be called on if necessary. Would I be able to cope with it? What would I do? Would I just not find things to do? Yeah, and would I be able to not be in that sort of busy environment? It was lovely when you said, yes, it's doable. I remember saying to you, so can I? And you said, yes, you can. Yay! One of the scariest things that I think I found was the first month when there was no salary coming in. That was scary. Not having the salary being in, which I've been used to for 30 odd years, suddenly wasn't there. The best bit about it, I think, is being able to do what you want to do when you want to do it and not be beholden to people. Gradually getting used to not having a timetable. It feels quite nice not to have the structure. I thought I would not cope with having a structure to start with, but yeah, I think maybe say because there were things to do and I couldn't have a structure particularly to start with. It worked okay. And I'm catching up with lots of other people who have also retired or whatever, who I wasn't able to see before because I was at work. I have to say it's quite nice not getting up as early. That's one of the big bonuses. And one of the nicest things I like doing is being able to sort of actually sit and have breakfast and read something while I'm having breakfast, give myself a slower start to the day, should we say. I've never been very good at doing nothing, but I've begun to train myself a bit, I think. So that was also kind of an easing in. I thought, right, I'll have one day in the week where I won't work and see how that goes. So that helped a bit. I think you have to have interests ready before you retire. That would be my experience and my advice. Make sure you've got things already planned to do, or you've got something you continue. Don't just drop off that abyss into working to nothing, because I think that's really hard. I still class weekends as different. I've tried to make sure that they are a distinction from the week. Otherwise I think you just forget what day of the week it is and it all just blends in together. And it was quite nice to think, right, well, I'll do everything I can during the week so I don't have to be doing those sorts of things that I used to have to fit into the weekend. So I can see people who are only free at the weekends and not say, oh, well, I've got this to do or that to do. I thought I'd really struggle with not particularly having a routine, but actually that's probably the bit I'm really liking, not having to do things at certain times and being bound. So it was one of the things I think I was originally worried about. Would I cope with no routine? But no, it's that's the bit that's been quite empowering, really, that I haven't had to have a routine. I don't think anybody ever necessarily regrets retiring, because actually if you find that you do want something else to do, there are always things that you can do, paid or unpaid. It's not that there's not stuff out there. If you can afford to do it, why not? Would be my my motto. Don't spend your life just working, just go for it.